Welcome to Mystic Realms Recap. Links are in the description below. Please show some love of the author and me. On to the show.
Abelek was excited, extremely excited right now. The Imperial Federation rule system that has suppressed it for many years. Now I want a little girl who is tied up with her hands and feet. Although she is still struggling violently and resisting desperately, but victory is close at hand. Abelek felt that the resistance of the Imperial Federation was getting weaker and weaker. It's just that it's a little unpleasant that every time I feel like I want to break through, I always miss inexplicably. However, Abelek was not in a hurry. It knew that every time the Imperial Federation used its authority, it would take about an hour, and it still had enough time. Unknown spacetime node. Akiyuya shook his body wanderingly, and now the authority of the Imperial Federation had been completely stolen by him, and even his priority was higher than that of the Imperial Federation. However, he did not restrict the use of the Imperial Federation. In that case, the movement would be too great, and besides, there was no need for that for the time being. Abelek's attack on the rules of the Imperial Federation, he saw in his eyes, and everything was under control. Whenever the opponent was about to succeed, aka inserted a hand on the side, but blocked it very cleverly, so that Abelek could not detect the problem at all, and only thought that he had made a mistake. Not only that, but aka also followed the contact that Abelek took the initiative to hand over, hooking up with the piece it owned. Aker's level is many times higher than Abelek's unknown, and the rules of fragments that Abelek took a long time to understand were sorted out in less than a few minutes in Aker's hands. However, the fragments in Abelek's hand are no better than the piece of the Imperial Federation, which has been involved in the operation of the interstellar world for many years, and all kinds of permissions and information rules are almost exposed to Aker's eyes. But Abelek's piece has always been limited to its territory, and even if aka figured out the rules, it was still not so easy to penetrate. In order to achieve his goal as soon as possible, aka did not hesitate to dig his own corner. The little big house that was hard to expand was knocked back to its original shape. But the effect is very obvious. This power from the law of cause and effect of the 9th level civilization easily dismantled the resistance of the fragment rule itself and Abelek's long-term influence on the fragment, allowing Akka to easily make his mark on Abelek's fragment. At this point, the 3 interstellar world fragments are not completely in the hands of Akka, and the permissions in them are all within their callable range. But complete fragments and fragmented fragments are still different. The complete fragments can form their own cycle, allowing the StarCraft simulation world to be truly isolated from the outer universe, and information can be exchanged selectively. In the words of Blue Star, the interstellar world is an information cocoon, and when the time comes, everything in the interstellar world will be under the control of Aker, and the original civilization can no longer pose a threat to him. Fragments are different. The flow of information between fragments will have a spillover effect. The interstellar world cannot be completely closed, although various functions can be called, but like an eggshell with cracks, the ability to resist the outside world will be reduced a lot. Of course, this drop is a lot, and it is also for the 8th level civilization. How to say that the interstellar world is also a complete subworld with a high degree of completion, and even the Wakana tribe dare not touch the existence easily. The high-dimensional teleportation carried out by using the power of the world could not even be blocked by a 7th level civilization. As for the next step, the task of getting the world fragments will be handed over to Meng Ze. Aka watched comfortably as Abelek struggled for power, while placing the task of sharding on Meng Ze's head. In fact, in this situation, no matter who loses or wins between Abelek and the Imperial Federation, it has nothing to do with Aker. Anyway, the highest authority has already passed into his hands. However, since Meng Ze still bears the name of the Imperial Federation, and the Imperial Federation has the possibility of being used by me compared to the relic Zerg, aka doesn't mind pulling them at this time. The technical head of the cloud platform feels a little confused now. The ruined Zerg seem to treat them like monkeys, and every time they were about to break through their defenses, they inexplicably diverged. It's easy to understand if it's once or twice, but until now, dozens of times. Dreamstar Nightlight is not very technical, but he can observe words. Looking at the inexplicable look on the face of the chief technical officer, Dreamstar Nightlight stepped forward and asked, What is the situation now? Colonel, I don't know what to say. Logically speaking, our defense should have been unable to resist for a long time. But the relic Zerg don't know what's going on and always give up at the last minute, as if they're playing on us. The technical person in charge said, "It can't be." Dream Star Night Glow directly negated the conjecture of the technical leader. The Zerg are the most purposeful race. Once they determine the target, there are not so many flowery intestines. Since this time it is to compete for authority, it is impossible to give up at a critical time. There must be some other reason. You check carefully. 99. Yes, Colonel. The technical person in charge immediately replied, and then went to arrange personnel to investigate. And Dream Star Night Light stood in place at this time, looking unattached. Is that why my intuition didn't warn? Who is helping the Imperial Federation? The expression on Dream Star Night Glow's face changed. Logically, this should be a good thing, at least in this case. But if someone can really do this, so that the control center of the Imperial Federation cannot detect it, it is really difficult to say whether it is a blessing or a curse for the Imperial Federation. However, those who can enter the interstellar world are all citizens of the Imperial Federation, and luck is connected to the Imperial Federation. At least it should not cause any harm to the Imperial Federation. Who could it be? Dream Starry Nightglow's gaze swept over the people inside the cloud platform. The people inside here should be the most likely. However, after a closer look, nothing was found, and everyone seemed to be fully engrossed in their work. On Abelic's side, there was no initial calmness, and it felt like it was going crazy. Why is there such a strange thing? Always when success, Zhao is good in sight, the success is not good. If you say it once or twice, you can also say that you don't know enough about the fragments of the crystal nucleus and make mistakes, but now it has been dozens of times. Abelic's mountainous body, biological brain occupies the vast majority. His thinking speed is so fast, so precise. It is absolutely impossible to make so many mistakes in a row. Could it be that the Imperial Federation has some new defense mechanism that I don't understand? Abelic could only think so. Otherwise, he would not have thought of any other possibility. When the world teleportation was completed, Abelic did not succeed in breaking through the defenses of the Imperial Federation, making it a little suspicious of worms. On the cloud platform, the technical head of the Imperial Federation shook his head at Dream Star Night Glow. "Colonel, I haven't found anything abnormal." Dream Star Night Hui was not too disappointed, and he couldn't find out that it was originally in his expectation. At present, the other party is friend or foe, so don't worry too much for the time being. After the end of world teleportation, it does not mean that the technicians of the Imperial Federation can relax. They must also use the authority of the interstellar world to provide information and communication support to the commanders in front. However, compared to the time of teleportation, the pressure is much less, and I am not afraid that the relic Zerg will come to compete for permission again. Aka withdrew his gaze and looked at the crystal nucleus fragments in front of him with joy, and two streams of information that could not be seen with the naked eye stretched out from the fragments and went straight into the void, connecting with the fragments of the Imperial Federation and the relic Zerg. On Meng Ze's side, it took more than 2 hours to build the star map, and the nearest planet was actually 8 light-years away. You have to go near and far. Meng Ze didn't think much and jumped directly to the planet. However, because star maps can only depict large stars, the route is not absolutely safe. Meng Ze divided into 2 squadrons, one 10 minutes early and one 2 minutes earlier, and arranged a space jump ahead of the main fleet. In case of an accident, it will give the main fleet a reaction time. A distance of 8 light-years, according to Meng Ze's experience, takes more than 19 hours in the interstellar world. He sat comfortably on the commander's chair, adjusted the position of the holographic projection so that he could have a good perspective, and began to enjoy the massage function of the chair. I don't know how long later, just when he was about to sleep 750 without sleeping, a prompt from the wisdom brain suddenly came. The fleet has arrived at the set coordinates of the unknown star field. Huh? Is it more than 10 hours so soon? Meng Ze felt as if he hadn't rested for long. Looking at the time, it was less than 2 hours. Not true. Meng Ze was suddenly shocked. Reconfirm again. How is the time of the interstellar world synchronized with the blue star time? What's the situation? AKA, are you still there? Meng Ze was extremely shocked in his heart and couldn't help but stand up. The first worry aka was not an accident, it was great bad news for him. Don't worry, because the interstellar world is strongly correlated with the outside world, resulting in time synchronization. Aker's voice calmed Meng Ze down for a moment. What is a strong association? Calm down. Meng Ze was full of questions. Simply put, your fleet is in the real universe. AKA's words were like a thunderbolt on a sunny day, shaking Meng Ze almost unsteadily. Ah, Aker. You mean, my fleet, on the side of the real-world Imperial Federation? To be precise, it is on the opponent of the Imperial Federation, inside the Zerg territory. Akadeo. How so? Meng Ze said incredulously. Have you forgotten what the interstellar world is for? But this is the real world, the real war. Meng Ze was shocked. A commander who has not experienced a real war can be called a commander? AKA's words made Meng Ze stunned and said in his heart, it is true, the commander is not a cabbage. He is cultivated to command the war, and it is normal to participate in the war, but at first he was misled by the name of the world mission and thought it was in the interstellar world. 35. Understanding, Meng Ze immediately understood what to do. In fact, it's just to move the interstellar world over. Maybe the real-world Zerg will be a little different, but so what? Sooner or later it will experience such a thing. And killing insects or something, Meng Ze doesn't have any psychological burden. Seeing Meng Ze make a decision so quickly, aka was very satisfied, which is a bit of a real commander. Unfamiliar with this star field, Meng Ze sets transition coordinates that are nearly 2 billion kilometers away from the planet. It sounds like a long way off, but it's just 2 light hours. At this distance, the Prism-class battlefield monitoring ship can already make a more detailed observation of the small galaxy in front of it. This galaxy has a total of 5 planets, all relatively large, and through optical observation, Meng Ze can clearly see that all 5 planets have traces of Zerg activity on them. AKA said that he had arrived at the territory of the Imperial Federation's hostile Zerg, which meant that this Zerg was at least a 6th-level Zerg. However, according to the situation of previous world missions, most of the player's opponents are level 4 and 5 Zerg, and Meng Ze can't figure out what is going on for a while. Can't delay time. If the front is a Zerg above level 5, and you are so close, you must have been discovered. If it is a level 4 Zerg, then there is nothing to worry about. Meng Ze quickly made up his mind. A frigate is directly facing the outermost layer of the galaxy, tens of millions of kilometers from the planet, making a long-range space jump. This is Meng Ze testing whether the other party has a space jamming device, and if so, how far the interference distance is. 2 billion kilometers of distance for space jumps are fleeting. The frigate was directly ejected from the dimensional space 50 million kilometers away from the planet, and after a violent twist of the shield, it barely stabilized. Being able to perform spatial interference, there is no doubt that there are 5-level Zergs. According to the instructions of the world mission, the concept of hierarchy between Zerg is very strict, and there will be no level 5 Zerg buildings appearing on level 4 Zerg planets. Like Meng Ze, a level 3 and 4 player using a spatial interferometer is impossible for the Zerg to exist. Although it was confirmed that there was a level 5 Zerg here, Meng Ze was not afraid at all. The fleet as a whole made a space jump, came directly to a place 55 million kilometers away from this planet, and then flew towards the Zerg planet at high speed. At this distance, Meng Ze can see the situation in the airspace around the Zerg planet clearly. Void Corruptor, Multi-Eyed Eye Worm, Void Destroyer, Insect Tidelord, these are all old mature insects. I didn't expect to encounter them in the 5th level Zerg, but the appearance seems to be a little different. It seems to be an evolved version. In addition, there are 2 unseen Zergs, perhaps because of the world mission, and the command center gives key information tips. Growing in 2 large claws and 8 very sharp blades like long legs, called the Void King Worm, with a vitality of 80 million, it is actually an extremely rare interstellar melee class, extremely good at space shuttling. Only a very low speed within 20 million kilometers can carry out dimensional shuttle raids, and even more awesome, the interference effect of the space jammer is ineffective against it. Upon seeing this explanation, Meng Ze was shocked. If this thing rushed into his lineup, it would not be turned upside down. I don't know if the space shield of the Amber Tribe can be blocked. Meng Ze hurriedly turned on the space curing function of the Amber Clan's space shield battleship. After opening, the naked eye obviously can't feel any changes in the space, but it inexplicably gives people a very solid feeling. In addition, Meng Ze also found that the space curing effect of the Amber family's space shield battleship can actually be superimposed. Although it is not stacked in multiples, the spatial curing effect of 100 space shields can indeed be felt better than the effect of 10 ships. But how much better it is can't be measured, at least not by Meng Ze right now. Meng Ze brought more than 300 Amber space shields this time, all arranged, and let him more or less put snacks. Even if you still can't stop the Void King Worm at this moment, it can make him shuttle less painfully, Meng Ze said heartily. Another kind of unseen class is called the Primordial Alien Dragon. With a vitality of 50 million, this class is nothing special, long-range attack class. The range is only 2 million kilometers. Now Meng Ze is not a newcomer, not rich in experience, but also a lot of accumulation. After only going through all the classes, Meng Ze found that the 5th level of the Zerg class did not have any advantage in attack range, and the biggest threat to the Terran warship was the melee Void King Worm. Sooner or later, Meng Ze distanced the battleships a little to prevent a surprise attack by the Void King Worm. On the Zerg side, the interstellar arms have also been mobilized. Quantitatively, much less than Meng Ze's fleet. This Meng Ze can understand. After all, it is in the big rear. But the interstellar arms of the Zerg actually took the initiative to come forward and wanted to fight Meng Ze in the void, and Meng Ze was not happy. Who do you despise? 4th-level Terran warships and 5th-level, 6th-level Terran warships are easy to distinguish from size alone. The Zerg typically look down on Meng Ze and actually want to get Meng Ze's fleet without relying on the planet. If you don't teach you a lesson, you won't know how to write Meng Ze. Meng Ze was furious. The forces of both sides continued to approach, and Meng Ze's fleet had already exceeded 50,000 kilometers at a speed. When the distance between the two sides entered the range of 20 million kilometers, the Zerg Void King Worm suddenly accelerated, breaking through the space and disappearing. It's coming. Meng Ze's spirit is highly stressed. All the warships were ready to fire, and the Prism-class battlefield monitoring ship scanned the space fluctuations on the battlefield all the time. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes passed. The Void King Worm still did not appear. This bug is too sinister, actually hiding in dimensional space to find opportunities. Bullying Lao Tzu has no hyperspace attack ability. Meng Ze felt like a thorn in his back, and it was extremely uncomfortable. But now it is difficult to ride a tiger, and it is imperative for both sides to go to war. The distance continues to get closer, and the distance between the two sides is already less than 10 million kilometers. Just as Meng Ze was paying close attention to the situation inside the battle array, more than 5 million kilometers behind him, thousands of Void King insects jumped out. What kind of plane are the Zerg doing? Are they trying to trap me? Meng Ze said suspiciously. But it's impossible to think about it. The Void King Worm is a melee class, and the advantage lies in the Void Raid, and the package should not have much meaning for this class. Suddenly, Meng Ze thought of a possibility. These bugs can't come out in the dimensional space, right? The more I think about it, the more I feel that it is very likely the space solidification radius of the space shield battleship of the Amber Tribe is 5 million kilometers, plus the width occupied by the Meng Ze fleet lineup, which is more than 5 million kilometers. Those Void King insects happen to jump out of more than 5 million kilometers behind the formation? If that's the case, then Meng Ze is laughing to death. Meng Ze decided to observe again, not to be too careless. The fleet continued to move forward, and behind it, the Void King Worm accelerated again, jumping into the dimensional space and disappearing. Meng Ze stared distractedly as he looked at the Zerg ahead. The distance between the two sides quickly closed to 2 million kilometers, and the Meng Ze fleet slowed down and attacked. Countless naval cannon beams pierced the darkness of the void and flew towards the Zerg troops. The Zerg side also began to fight back. It is said that the 5th level of the Zerg class should also have the ability to attack hyperspace. But at this time, it is not obvious at all. The attacks of both sides honestly flew in the void, and after a few seconds, the attacks fell on each other one after another. The Meng Ze fleet is numerous and not weak in attack, so naturally it takes advantage of it. The Zerg interstellar troops, which numbered only tens of thousands, were half killed by Meng Ze in just one turn. At this time, the Zerg Void King Worm reappeared, located on the left front of Meng Ze, still a little more than 5 million kilometers. At this time, Meng Ze can be completely sure that the Void King Worm cannot penetrate the curing effect of the space shield at all. 3 minutes later, Meng Ze's battleship didn't launch a single attack, and the Zerg starship was shaved. At this time, the Void King Worm was still slowly flying in the direction of Meng Ze's fleet. What's even funnier is that every time they fly, they habitually accelerate and want to jump into the dimensional space. But after each acceleration, they are still there. And with that confused look, Meng Ze directly gives them a close-up. The Void King Worm that can't carry out dimensional raids is worse than a toothless tiger. Meng Ze just drove the battleship over and harvested it, by the way. It couldn't be easier. Without the threat of interstellar Zerg, Meng Ze's fleet came directly to the orbit of 300,000 kilometers of the Zerg planet. Because of space interference, Meng Ze can no longer use space jumps to weaken the planetary force field. If you can use it, attacking the planet is much simpler. Meng Ze did not doubt that his 4th-level warship could interfere with the Zerg planetary force field, because the Zerg planet in front of him was directly 20,000 kilometers away. Ask for flowers. Real-world planets are not like interstellar worlds, which can rely on points to increase their size. A planet with a diameter of 20,000 kilometers is already relatively large. Now, while this tactic can't be used, Meng Ze doesn't find it that hard to attack the planet. A part of the fleet is set aside to monitor several other planets. Other fleets spread out around the planet, interfering with the judgment of the Zerg on the planet. Soon Meng Ze found a relatively weak spot. Planetary Mothership and Amber Supply Center. Hatch open. Countless planetary troops swarmed out. If you look at the sky from the Zerg planet, dense dots almost fill the entire sky and descend at a very fast speed. 0. Boom. Boom. Rumble. Huh. Dot shout. Anti-aircraft fire on the ground and attacks rushing into the sky are intertwined. From time to time, the Spore battery was destroyed or Meng Ze's assault ship was shot down. Faced with the ever-increasing number of casualties, Meng Ze was expressionless. At times like this, Meng Ze doesn't think about casualties at all. When Meng Ze's planet force losses soared to 100,000, the first Zerg planet force field amplifier, Minaret building, was finally destroyed. Although the weakening rate of the planetary force field has only decreased by about 3%, Meng Ze still gathers the battleships and gathers fire. At this time, the advantage in the number of Meng Ze battleships was fully demonstrated. Even if it was only weakened by 3%, the level 5 Zerg Minaret building was destroyed in just 2 fires. The next thing Meng Ze did countless times. Bringing the planetary forces back, Meng Ze's fleet began to roll call the spire buildings one by one. When the planetary force field was completely destroyed, Meng Ze's fleet began to scrub the ground. The whole planet was plowed over, and the surface of the planet was devastated and magma overflowed. Even so, Meng Ze wasn't satisfied. All ships regrouped into battle formations. A huge and incomparable beam of light appeared, and the intense light made the dark side of another planet tens of millions of kilometers away directly turn into daylight. A large hole with a diameter of nearly 100 kilometers directly penetrates the Zerg planet. The planet began to collapse and disintegrate with Meng Ze, on its side, has just destroyed the planet. In the interstellar world, a loud alarm sounded on the cloud platform. What's going on? Dreamstar Knight Light hurriedly stepped forward to ask. Colonel, positioning. The technician turned his head slightly, found that it was Dream's starry night glow, and quickly replied. Find out why. The cloud platform sends an alert indicating that there is a special situation that must be dealt with immediately. Positioning successful in the Zerg BCZ*** River System Y49372 star field. The source of the alarm is being queried. 5. Alert source query successful. Locator successful. Commander 4th Class Meng Ze. Find out the reason right away. No need. I'll ask directly. Dream Star Night Light interrupted. After that, through the communication network of the cloud platform, Meng Ze's communication was directly dialed. As soon as it was connected, Dream Star Night Hui asked directly, Meng 750 Ze, what did you do just now? Meng Ze was stunned for a moment and immediately returned to his senses. Just now I destroyed a 5th level Zerg. That's it? Nothing else? Dream Star Night Light asked. In order to prevent the resurgence of the Zerg, I destroyed the planet, by the way. Meng Ze thought about it. Meng Ze, isn't the world mission introduction specifically stated not to destroy the planet? 35 Fantasy Star Night Glow is very irritable. I didn't care too much, big guy. I destroyed the planet of the big bastard in the West City district before. Meng Ze did see such a rule before, but thought of cutting the grass and roots and not giving the Zerg a chance to come again, so he did it. How can that be the same? Dream Star Night Light almost told the truth directly, but finally held back. From now on, you are not allowed to destroy the planet again, understand? Dream Star Night Light said very seriously. Okay, big guy. Meng Ze stalls his hands. In addition, because of your actions this time, deduct 1,000,000 merits. Dream Star Night glowing added. No, big guy. I only have 500,000 merits for a 5th level Zerg planet. Meng Ze shouted. Co-authoring this attack was not only in vain, but also owed the world platform 500,000 merits. No negotiation. This time is just a warning. Next time 1,000,000 merits will not be enough. Dream Star Night Hui finished speaking with a black face and hung up the communication directly. I rubbed my face vigorously with both hands. Damn shame. In fact, there is no mandatory rule that cannot destroy the planet, but the Imperial Federation has been fighting for years and successive years, first with the Star Spirit race for thousands of years, and then with the Zerg for hundreds of years, which has really destroyed too many planets. The surrounding high-level civilizations intervened under the pretext of putting a lot of pressure on the Imperial Federation. Although the Imperial Federation is not particularly afraid, it has not yet reached the point of ignoring all civilizations, especially when it involves 7th-level civilizations. So now to war, if it is not particularly necessary, if you can destroy one less, you will destroy one less. Besides, in the future, maybe these places will be the territory of the Imperial Federation, if you let go. With the destructive ability of starships, even these players, every world mission is afraid that it will destroy millions of planets. Meng Ze's side, taking out a 5th-level Zerg planet, not only did not reap the benefits, but also provoked a fishy body, and was also quite speechless. Fortunately, this small galaxy has 4 more planets. These planets all belong to the territory of the same level 5 Zerg, and the Zerg leader concentrates all the interstellar forces on the periphery. So once destroyed by Meng Ze, the other 4 planets become lambs to be slaughtered. Planet after planet passed, and in less than a day, the remaining 4 planets were reduced to ruins by Meng Ze. I don't know how the mission system calculates. Originally, Meng Ze thought that after the battle, he should be able to have a balance of 1.5 million merits, but in fact, those 4 planets only have 1,000,000 merits, that is, all halved. After paying off the 500,000 owed, Meng Ze now only has 500,000 merits. Meng Ze is not worried about promotion at all. Promotion to level 5, as long as 1,000,000 merits, that is, 1 or 2 more planets. Especially after fighting the first battle of the 5th level Zerg, the spatial shield of the Amber tribe gave Meng Ze great confidence. After the fleet accelerated out of this star field, it jumped in detachments and quickly disappeared. The next target, small galaxy, more than 10 light-years away. Meng Ze's side got off to a good start, and the dog head buns and dog head dumplings were also lucky. The first battle between the two was a 4th-level Zerg, and the huge fleet made it easier for both of them to win. Around this time, players are in the first battle. The unlucky may have returned home, lucky, have won the first battle, but the vast majority is still fierce battle. The smoke in the Zerg territory has seriously affected the resource supply of the lower Zerg to the superior Zerg, although there will be no effect for a while and a half, but for a long time, it will inevitably affect the continuation of the first-line Zerg troops 0. But it is not so easy for the Zerg to send the main forces back to support. In order to cooperate with these player commanders in the rear, The Imperial Federation frontline battlefield is fully attacked, and the Zerg are fighting on a million light-year front. The front can't open a hand. Naturally, it can only be made from the rear, and it can be dominated by the 5th-level interstellar arms. This is also the experience of the Zerg in dealing with the raids of the Imperial Federation many times. The 6th-level arms have a long production time and consume too many resources, and the 4th-level arms cannot occupy too much advantage, and the 5th-level arms are just right. On each level 5 planet, a vast number of giant mushrooms began to grow and expand, all of which were evolving level 5 interstellar forces. On the 4th-level planets, all the troops produced are intraplanetary troops, and the purpose of these planets is not to fight back, but only to drag down the human fleet. From the start of production of level 5 classes to the possession of sufficient quantities, the time is about 10 days, and this time is the golden time of the player commander. After this time, the player's fleet will face the encirclement and suppression of countless level 5 interstellar Zergs. This is something that anyone who has participated in world quests knows. As for Meng Ze, it is certainly not known. At this time, Meng Ze has begun to attack the 2nd Zerg galaxy. This is just a level 4 Zerg. Meng Ze didn't even pay attention to the changes on the Zerg planet from 3.5, so he directly used the frigate death tactic to easily demolish the Zerg planet. Faced with an attack from space, the vast ground forces on the surface of the planet were dumbfounded. Why don't you follow the routine? This was the last thought in the mind of the 4th-level Zerg leader Karis. Command Center. Meng Ze looked at the increase of 300,000 feet, a little disgusted, too little. This galaxy, except for this 4th-level Zerg, several other planets are still undeveloped. I don't know if it is specially allocated to the territory of this Zerg branch. An unexplored planet is naturally unattractive to Meng Ze. So Meng Ze's fleet hurried to the next place. Gently I go, as I come gently, except to leave a ruin, not a cloud. Good poem. Meng Ze comfortably liked his writing. In 3 days, Meng Ze traveled through 5 small galaxies, 3 Tier 4 Zergs and 2 Tier 5 Zergs. All the melons and vegetables are cut and dried up. Especially those 4th-level Zergs, I don't know for what reason. There are almost no interstellar troops, which in Meng Ze's eyes is no different from Gueben. If it wasn't for the hurry, Meng Ze would really want to grab the Zerg leader and dig his brain out to see what this guy really thinks. Zerg naturally also has a way of communicating across star domains, and when Meng Ze destroyed the 5th Zerg, his reputation began to spread in this star field. The powerful fleet, sharp attack methods, 5 galaxies in 3 days. The surrounding 5th-level Zerg hurriedly began to discuss, and soon decided to form a joint force to encircle Meng Ze in advance. The original guard force, coupled with the temporary production in these 3 days, 5 interstellar Zergs formed a mixed force of more than 300,000 interstellar Zergs. When Meng Ze defeated the 7th galaxy, the Zerg forces finally set off. In the territory of the Bug 05 tribe, Meng Ze's actions are basically transparent. The Zerg coalition once thought of relying on predicting Meng Ze's attack targets through hyperspace attacks, halfway ambushing the Meng Ze fleet in the process of space jumping. But Meng Ze's intuition was too sharp, and not only temporarily changed the route, allowing the Zerg coalition to pounce, but also took a small galaxy by the way. The Zerg coalition doesn't do what he thinks about anymore, and simply waits for the target planet that Meng Ze is about to attack to get to work. The more you experience the war, the sharper your intuition in this regard. In fact, this is not the patent of genetically strengthened imperial federations. On the Blue Star, well-known generals usually have such skills. It's just that compared to the Imperial Federation, it is not so common. This time, Meng Ze went to the target galaxy, and there was still a certain sense of crisis, but it was not as strong as before. In this kind of single battlefield war commanded by Meng Ze, the role of intuition is relatively obvious, but when the scope of the battlefield under command is greatly expanded and there is a sense of crisis everywhere, the role of intuition will become smaller and smaller, and the ability of the commander himself will become more and more important. Among the senior commanders of the Imperial Federation, there is a saying, intuition cannot be relied upon, and this is why. Meng Ze hadn't heard of it, but he had his own judgment. He won 8 small galaxies in a row, and he didn't believe it if he wasn't targeted by the Zerg. And this time he has a sense of crisis, but the sense of crisis is not particularly strong. The two rely on each other. Meng Ze thinks that maybe he should take the initiative to seek the main force of the Zerg to fight. Otherwise, the further back, the more troops the Zerg gathers, the more disadvantageous it will be to him. 80 million kilometers away, Meng Ze jumped out of dimensional space to prevent the Zerg from taking advantage. As expected, the Zerg's forces were concentrated near the planet in front of him. Although the Zerg of more than 300,000 is terrifying, it is not yet strong enough for him to escape. Turn on the space solidification ability, the fleet gradually moves forward, and the space solidification also moves with the fleet. Meng Ze has lamented more than once that the Amber race's ability to solidify space is truly a miracle. He didn't know if the Imperial Federation of the 6th level civilization had this ability, but he thought that he should not have it, otherwise he would not have fought so hard with the Zerg. The distance was brought closer to 20 million kilometers. The Void King insects, numbering more than 70,000, jumped into the void and disappeared. I don't know if I haven't received the news, or if I haven't learned my lesson. Meng Ze laughed. In just one fell swoop, the number of enemies was reduced by more than 70,000, which was a great benefit. Soon the fleets of both sides entered the range of fire, and countless artillery fire formed a brilliant picture in the starry sky. Meng Ze has seen too many such scenes, and it is now difficult to cause his heart to fluctuate. If I had to give Star Wars an evaluation, Meng Ze would say that it is more than spectacular, tragic, and insufficient, far less exciting than Star Wars. The battle losses of both sides counted by the wisdom brain jumped upwards, and each beat was dozens and hundreds of battleships or Zerg losses. After many battles, Meng Ze has become accustomed to not paying attention to the meaning behind the numbers. He just needs to know that the balance of victory is tilting in his favor. When the battleships of both sides entered the attack range of the battleships, under the thick beams of light, the center of the battlefield was white, and on the holographic projection, Meng Ze had to shield the trajectory line of the artillery fire. There was no way to wait for the Void King worm to arrive, and the Zerg coalition army had been wiped out. For the Void King insect that enters the spatial solidification area, it is just a target. As soon as the 5-level Zerg alliance was destroyed, the Zerg completely collapsed in this area. Even though Meng Ze lost more than 100,000 ships of various types in this battle, he still had more than 300,000 warships. Over the next few days, Meng Ze steadily advanced at a rate of 2 to 4 galaxies per day. Cloud platform. Dream's starry night glowing leaned back in his chair tiredly. 11 days have passed since the player casting began. During these 11 days, Dreamstar Nightlight was very busy because he needed to keep an eye on the progress of the mission at all times. The target issued by the Imperial Federation, the minimum degree of completion, requires the elimination of 1 billion planets of the Zerg. This time the delivery of more than 500 million players, a simple calculation. It seems that 2 planets per player is also 757 enough. But in reality, the vast majority of players can't do it. According to the situation in previous years, 6th-level players, quasi-commanders of the Empire or 1st and 2nd-level commanders, although the number is only less than 1% of the total, the actual contribution rate will be more than half. Today, the minimum mission indicators of the Empire have finally been completed. Dreamstar Nightlight was also greatly relieved. After resting for a while, Dreamstar Nightlight got up and went to the room called the War Intelligence Secret Room. Bring up the list of reserve commanders and the status of this world mission. Dreamstar Nightlight ordered to G-Brain. The authority has been verified, and Venerable Colonel Huangdu is calling up the reserve commander watch list and its world mission intelligence for you. After a few seconds, the name of the reserve commander, the number and type of enemies destroyed, merit points, status quo, and a series of other information are clearly displayed on the list. There are no level 6 players on the list, as level 6 players are all reserve or official commanders of the Empire, without exception. The reason is very simple. The interstellar world player warships are all based on the battleships of the Imperial Federation as a template, and the 6th level battleships have involved confidential information of the Imperial Federation, and if you do not become the commander of the Imperial Federation, the player's command center cannot be upgraded to the 6th level at all. Naturally, it is impossible to talk about becoming a level 6 player. Eyes swept over the list, Dream Star Knight Glow's eyes were instantly certain. Meng Ze's name was actually ranked 11th on the list. How is this possible? Dream Starry Night Glow felt unbelievable. As a 4th-level commander, Meng Ze naturally has a big disadvantage compared to a 5th-level commander. First of all, his accumulation will be much less. Level 5 commanders are usually characters who have been in the interstellar world for more than 5 years, or even more than 10 years, and Meng Ze's time may not be a fraction of that of others. Again, the battleships are also very different. This is not to say the attack and defense power of the battleship, but the reconnaissance ability and action ability of the battleship. The speed of the 5th-level battleship traveling in the dimensional space is more than 3 times that of the Meng Ze battleship, and the reconnaissance ability is even more incomparable, at least dozens of times. With these 2 advantages, level 5 players can fight on 2 or even 3 lines, and they are also much faster in the search for the Zerg planet. Unexpectedly, in the case of such a huge advantage, Meng Ze can actually rank 11th. Fantasy Star Knight Glows unfolds Meng Ze's message. Meng Ze, level 4 player commander, destroyed a total of 52 Zerg planets, including 18 level 4 planets and 34 level 5 planets. Status: World Mission Survival, a total of interstellar Zerg destroyed. 18 4th-level planets are 18 4th-level Zergs, 34 5th-level planets, about 7 to 8 5th-level Zergs. This record is quite eye-catching. Dream Star Knight Glow's finger lightly tapped on the countertop in front of him, a little undecided. For a long time, Dream Star Knight Hui finally made up his mind, very people's business, and gambled. He stood up and first tidied up his grooming to make sure there was nothing wrong with it. Then let G-Brain dial Admiral Haishan's phone. Admiral, Dream Star Knight Glow snapped and slapped his right hand on his left shoulder. Colonel Huangdu 3rd Class, please tell me if you have something. Haishan, the 2-star general of the Imperial Federation, sat on the seat, his face a little tired. Report, Admiral. An hour ago, my interstellar world player commander and the commander of the Empire below the 2nd level of the interstellar world have completed the task of clearing out 1 billion Zerg planets. Very well, keep up the good work. The more movement the player commanders cause in the rear, the less pressure there will be on the front line. The Seamount General smiled. Obey orders, Admiral. Seeing the Dream Starry Night Glow is about to stop talking, Admiral Haishan said, Colonel Huangdu, I have something to say directly. Admiral, there is a player in this mission who performs the game, and I hope that the Imperial Federation will allow him to be promoted. 35. Dream Starry Night Road. Oh, let me see. Admiral, this is the player's commander's profile. Fantasy Star Night Glow sent Meng Ze's information. The Seamount will be opened, and this information contains all the information collected by the Imperial Federation of Meng Ze, including origin, personality assessment, past deeds, performance after entering the interstellar world, and most importantly, the results of this world mission. Meng Ze, I should have heard that name. After reading this information, Admiral Haishan pondered. Admiral, the Relic Zerg Authority Erosion Event. 35 Dream Starry Night Light reminded. It's this little guy. It seems that he has grown up well. Admiral Haishan suddenly realized and said with a smile, How do you want to give him a promotion? Admiral, I think the Imperial Federation directly granted him the status of a 1st-level commander of the Imperial Federation. Dream Starry Night Glow. He's level 4, you're a little ahead of your time. Admiral Haishan did not directly veto, but said, Admiral, you've seen his performance, and I think Meng Ze can fully adapt to the status of a level 6 player commander in advance. 35. Level 6? Wait, you not only want to grant him the status of a 1st-level commander of the Imperial Federation, but also directly promote him to the 6th level. Haishan looked surprised. The idea was quite bold. Yes, Admiral, the small galaxy of the 5th-level player and the large galaxy of the 6th-level player are only the difference in the size of the region. I think we can use it as an experiment to let the particularly good player commander directly skip the threshold of level 5, and Meng Ze's merits are completely enough for him to go straight to level 6. Dreamstar Nightlight said, Your idea is very bold. It's good that it succeeds. It can be regarded as a new way for the Imperial Federation to train commanders. Once it is unsuccessful, a rumor fueled by seedlings will inevitably fall on your head. Can you think clearly? Admiral Haishan told Dream Star Night Glow. This subordinate came from an extraordinary background and did things very steadily, and the Seamount General was very optimistic about him and did not want him to take such unnecessary risks. Admiral, I have already thought about it. Please allow it. Admiral Haishan was silent for a while and said, Since you have already decided, I will not stop you. So come according to your ideas. 5. Thank you, Admiral. When the communication hung up, Dream Starry Night Hui loosened the neckline. To be honest, he was also under a lot of pressure to make this unprecedented decision. But after looking at Meng Ze's record, he felt that it was completely unnecessary to let Meng Ze spend a few more years at the 5th level. In the interstellar world, it is not too peaceful. The threat of the relic Zerg is greater every day, and none of the other 5 or 6 level players can really be the opponent of the relic Zerg. It is not that they are not rich in war experience, nor that their command ability is not strong. It's that a lot of people go the wrong way in the first place. Why do the ruined Zerg now have to have 3 6th level commanders to block and suppress the Zerg, while other players cannot? Because only the arms of these 3 commanders are the tails of the mysterious level. The gap between the command and use of elite arms and ordinary arms is getting wider and wider in the later stage, and the strength comparison between legendary and mysterious warships is about 1:5 at level 4 and 1:8 at level 5. At level 6, a single battleship may only have King Zhao's, a little more than 110, but the gap between the overall battle array will widen to more than 120, especially in terms of the recovery ability of the dimensional shield. The mysterious level battle array occupies a huge advantage. At that time, the resource consumption was small and the attack power was cost-effective, and it was no longer the advantage of the legendary class battleship. Meng Ze has been able to use all mysterious classes and buildings until level 4, and even the supply station that Phantasy Star Nightlight considers completely unnecessary is mysterious level. Although this wave of operations is very confusing, it is clear that the later it gets, the more the advantages are highlighted. This secret is known to level 6 players, but the Imperial Federation is not allowed to inform new players. If there is no player who has built a lot of mysterious buildings, when he is promoted to the chaotic battlefield, he will be reviewed by the Imperial Federation to prevent others from leaking secrets. The purpose is to observe the commander's abilities, ways of thinking, choices, personality, etc. more objectively. Among this batch of reserve commanders, there are actually many with excellent command ability, but there is no one with mysterious class warships, let alone a full mysterious level class like Meng Ze. Phantasy Star Night Glow's eagerness to promote Meng Ze was also to relieve the pressure on the 3 commanders of the Ruins world. When Meng Ze advances to level 6, even if the unit size is smaller, at least the class and the relic Zerg are on the same level. Phew. Finally got it. 11 days of sleepless fighting. Even the fiancé's invitation was pushed off first with an excuse, and Meng Ze felt tired. This exhaustion is not physical or mental, but habitual cognition. At the end of the day, Meng Ze has never experienced it this way to feel this way. He didn't bother to pay attention to the first few Zerg tribes he had eliminated. More and more opponents have been encountered, and the number of fleets has now dropped to 1.23 million. However, now the vast majority of the remaining are large battleships, motherships, and space shield warships of the Amber Clan. Only a few have been lost, but they are cannon fodder such as frigates, and only 1 out of 10 or 2 remains. So don't look at the fact that the number of battleships is much less now, and the combat power is still relatively strong. Just then, Meng Ze received a communication from Dreamstar Nightglow. Big guy. Meng Ze said hello casually. You look tired. How is the situation now? Dreamstar Nightlight asked. Fortunately, there are still 2 or 3% of the combat power left in 760, but now that the interstellar troops of the Zerg are increasing, it is estimated that it can last for 2 or 3 days. Meng Ze said. Very good. Hearing Meng Ze say that he could still last for 2 or 3 days, Dream Star Night Hui sincerely felt that he had performed well and was not in vain. There is something to tell you first. I hope you will not refuse. Dream Starry Night Glow. Big guy, please say. Meng Ze lifted his spirits. In view of your performance in this world mission, I didn't greet you first and directly applied to my superiors to let you skip the level and get promoted. What's the promotion method? Level up 2 levels in a row, directly cross level 5, promote level 6 players, and grant you the status of a first-level commander of the Imperial Federation. 99 Dreams Starry Night Glow said faintly. Thank you, big guy. I can't ask for it. Meng Ze was overjoyed to hear the news. But Meng Ze suddenly thought of a few questions and asked, Big guy, how to solve my construction problem? Is it possible to directly advance from level 4 to level 6? Naturally impossible. A mysterious level 5 level building. I can help you find it, but you have to pay 3 times the market price. If you lack crystal, or I can lend it to you first. 35 Dreams Star Night Glow has long considered this problem. Meng Ze looked at the inventory of crystal ore, only more than 200 billion, but thinking about it, it should be about too much. Besides, he will immediately stop the production of all warships now, and he will be able to pay more than 600 billion a day, and it is impossible to pay for it. Thank you, big guy. There is no problem with the mine. Well, as for the 6th level building, as well as the qualification to promote the 6th level building, you need to exchange it for merit, but I saw it. Your world points and merit values are completely enough, don't worry. As for the battleship drawings, as a reward for you to be promoted to a first-level commander, the Imperial Federation will directly reward you according to your building level. Then dare to be kind. Meng Ze was overjoyed. At this time, all the obstacles to Meng Ze's promotion to the 6th level, and even the development problems in the early stage of the 6th level, were all solved at once. By the way, big guy, I have one more question. Meng Ze said. You asked. What does the Imperial Federation need me to do? Before you are promoted to 2nd level commander, you can freely choose to develop in the interstellar world or serve in the territory of the Imperial Federation. The two are not much different, but on the contrary, you have a greater chance of commanding battles from the outside world. I choose here. Meng Ze said directly. Yes, after you are promoted to level 6 players and become the official commander, I will tell you the difference between level 6 players and other player missions, and I personally have some expectations for you, but these will be discussed at that time. Thank you, big guy, for this opportunity for me. Meng Ze doesn't have to bother to think about how rare this opportunity to leapfrog promotion is. No matter where, it is not an easy thing to break the rules, not to mention such a hierarchical military group as the Imperial Federal Military. Well, accumulate some more merits, and the rest will be of no use to you in the future. Dreamy, AFDF, Starry Night Glow nodded and finally admonished. The communication hung up, and Meng Ze shook his fist excitedly, not expecting to stand at the top of the interstellar world so soon. Emotional, Meng Ze immediately thought of sharing his joy with Aker. AKA, I'm about to be promoted to level 6, you know? Ha ha ha. In front of Aker, Meng Ze didn't need to hide his emotions. Congratulations, Meng Ze. Doesn't Blue Star have a saying called double happiness? I also have a happy thing to share with you. Roka's voice is also cheerful. Oh. Meng Ze looked surprised. Remember that crystal nucleus fragment that you showed you in the first place? AKA did not sell the Guanzi. Remember, that's the heart of the interstellar world. What? Meng Ze had a huge wave in his heart. Now I have fully mastered the authority of the interstellar world, AKA said proudly. Aker's words were so stimulating that Meng Ze dizzied. It took a while before he said uncertainly, so what can you do now? You can do anything. Although Akka does not dare to say that he can completely resist the original civilization, but using the interstellar world and the double cover of time and space nodes, he wants to do something now, and it is not so easy to be detected. Under Meng Ze's questioning, AKA told Meng Ze about his operation during this time. In addition to the battle for authority at the time of world teleportation, AKA has not been idle for more than 10 days, and continues to strengthen his authority in the other 2 fragments through the imprint he left behind. Now it is completely guaranteed that even if it is the power of the entire civilization of the Imperial Federation, there is no need to take back the supreme control, let alone the relic Zerg that was born in the interstellar world. However, on the side of the Imperial Federation, there may be some means to isolate the connection between AKA and the fragments, so AKA does not dare to be too arrogant. So, we need to find an opportunity to get back the fragments from both the relic Zerg and the Imperial Federation? Meng Ze asked. Yes, the relic Zerg side is good to say, And I also know why the Imperial Federation can't destroy it. But if you don't touch it now, it can still be a reason for you to stay in the interstellar world in the future. 35. As for the Imperial Federation, you have to find an opportunity to enter the core area of the Imperial Federation in the interstellar world, so that I can replace the fragment of the Imperial Federation. AKA has everything planned. And my mine? Meng Ze asked. What kind of mines are needed? Isn't it uncomfortable to use the money of ordinary soldiers to build mysterious class warships? As long as you don't change the fundamental rules of the interstellar world, what you want and what you want, AKA said arrogantly. Meng Ze found himself in his horns. The permissions were in his hands. It wasn't about anything. Lack of money to build troops directly will consume the level. It is really not enough. How much the mine wants, as long as you follow the basic mining exchange rules, do not generate a large number of troops out of thin air. It will not affect the stability of the interstellar world. Aka, what about the world mission? This is the ability Meng Ze is most looking forward to. That's not a world mission. It's just that the Imperial Federation borrows the cross-border projection function of the interstellar world to fight the relic Zerg. AKA explained and continued, I know what you think. Don't worry. We will only use it better and stronger than the Imperial Federation, and the Blue Star is as stable as Mount Tai. Well, then I'll go and finish the task first. With Akko's assurance, Meng Ze is naturally relieved. Refocusing his energy on the world mission, although his mind is no longer here at this time, he still forces to settle his mind. I am a commander, not only now, but also in the future, not seduced by external things, not moved by emotions, and use every bit of strength in my hands. Meng Ze used these words to tell himself not to get carried away by the sudden shocking joy. When his mood calmed down, Meng Ze earnestly directed the remaining fleet to continue flying towards the next target. In the next two battles, Meng Ze clearly felt the pressure. Obviously, now the Zerg are more and more free, and they themselves must also be the target of the Zerg's key attack. However, even if Meng Ze made such a big move, the Zerg did not appear in the 6th level class. Perhaps, for the entire Zerg, dozens of small galaxies are just a disease of scabies. 3 days later, with the explosion of the last Amber Supply Center, Meng Ze lost sight of the world mission. Dear Commander, you have performed extremely well in this world mission, and the results of the systematic evaluation show that this time you will receive world points, which can be used to exchange points for any level of point items, and you will also receive merit points. It's finally over. Meng Ze stood up and stretched. AKA, I'll go out to rest for a while. If someone calls me, especially the Dream Star Night Glow, you have to notify me immediately. Don't worry, you go and rest, I know. AKA replied. AKA, don't you need to rest? Meng Ze asked curiously. My way of being is different from yours, and for me, rest is tantamount to death. 35 Akadeo. Then I wish you never rest. That's a good word, right? AKA said in his heart. Meng Ze didn't sleep long, and was called up by AKA after more than 2 hours. The messenger was Dream Starry Nightglow. Big guy, 39. Well, all the architectural drawings of the 5th level are sent to you, a total of 48 billion, and you need to pay 144 billion. After receiving it, complete the 5-level promotion as soon as possible, and then the 5-level technology does not matter. Promote the 6th level, and the Imperial Federation will rematch you with the corresponding technology. 35 Dream Star Night Glow. No nonsense. No problem. Meng Ze replied dryly. In addition, there is no need to go to the point system to buy level 5 planets. When you reach level 6, you will have other ways to obtain planets. I hope you take that path, otherwise if you buy planets now, they will all be replaced at that time. Dream Star Night Light continued. I listened to the big guy. This is a rule of thumb, and Meng Ze naturally listens. I'm fine. I'll tell you when the time comes. Thank you, big guy, by the way. The full set of 5th level battleship drawings I bought before, now I can't use it. The big guy helped me give it away. Meng Ze said. You keep it first. The 5-level full set of mysterious level battleship drawings are of high value, but there are not many people who can use them. If anyone needs it, I will find you again. Dream Star Night Light glanced at Meng Ze and did not politely treat him. Meng Ze, after hanging up the communication, began to apply for promotion to the 5th level command center. The 5-level command center was unlocked at an unimaginable speed, almost as soon as Meng Ze applied. Then the merit verification deducted 1 million, and after 3 minutes, the progress bar was finished. The command center was successfully promoted, and Meng Ze then received architectural drawings from Dreamstar Night Glow. Meng Ze loaded various level 5 drawings into it while building the engineering army. The various hyperspace technologies of the 5th level, including architecture, once made Meng Ze salivate, but now, these things are just transitional products, and they don't even need attention. The 5th level command center manufactures engineers extremely quickly, with more than 20 command centers and hundreds of thousands of engineers in many places every hour. Meng Ze started working everywhere, and both planets became big construction sites. But Meng Ze ran into a problem. The Amber are a race that Meng Ze got from the Adventure's battlefield, and Meng Ze didn't know how to upgrade them. If anything else is fine, the space shield of the Amber clan, Meng Ze is really reluctant. 0. Asking for flowers? This kind of peculiar technology is estimated to be rare at the 6th level, and this is still a sharp weapon to deal with the Zerg. Meng Ze can fully predict that in the future, not only in the interstellar world, but also in the real world, he will most likely encounter the Zerg. AKA, do you have any good solutions? Meng Ze asked AKA in his mind. The miracle battlefield is also a part of the interstellar world. Didn't AKA say that he completely mastered the authority of the interstellar world? This problem may be able to find a way. Yes, but not I have, you have. Akadeo. I have? Meng Ze is very skeptical. Can AKA do it himself? Remember that undetectable chip you got a long time ago? 0. As soon as AKA said this, Meng Ze immediately remembered that the chip should have been eating ash in his console storage box for a long time. It was the first time he explored the ruins and found chips in underground research. What can this chip be for? Meng Ze took the chip out with a questioning look. Not yet. When your command center advances to level 6, you can load and use it, AKA said mysteriously. Meng Ze didn't care about Aker's mystery. He was not curious to the point where he had to ask immediately, since Aker said, then wait until the 6th level to know. Putting aside this matter in his heart, Meng Ze looked at the more than 100,000 newly produced 4th-class warships in the starry sky. And these warships will not be used in the future. I don't know if these warships can be modified after being promoted to the 6th level. Things on the base planet were straightened out, and Meng Ze took the initiative to send a communication to the two of Doghead Bun and Doghead Dumpling. Both of them had been concerned about Meng Ze's mission progress before, but Meng Ze was still busy at the time and didn't talk much. Compared to the two, Meng Ze's world mission lasted much longer than the two, and the Dog-Headed Bun lasted for 6 days, and the troops were almost depleted. This is still his luck, and he has not encountered a 5th-level Zerg for 6 days. The Dog-Headed Dumplings only lasted for 2 days, and the next day they ran into a 5th-level Zerg. Although it won in the end by fighting more and less, the fleet also suffered heavy losses, and on the 3rd day, a 4th-level Zerg group was destroyed. Even so, both of them were promoted to level 5 players with Meng Ze, you're finally done. Awesome Plath. Actually held out for so long. The Dog-Headed Bun looked admiring. Haha, Fluke. Have you advanced to level 5? Doghead Dumplings asked. Already promoted. Now upgrading the building. What building did you upgrade? I haven't bought all the drawings yet. Doghead Dumplings said depressedly. Dog's Head Dumplings come out early, and it stands to reason that there are many opportunities to buy drawings, but I just want to cut the price and save some money. As a result, after dragging on for 2 days, not only did the prices of drawings skyrocket, but there was no price in the market. Only then did he react. I am afraid that the number of people who have advanced this time is a little too much, and the drawings are insufficient. The Dog-Headed Bun did not have this problem. He was full of confidence in advancing to the ranks, and he had already bought all the drawings of the 5th level long before the world mission. All my buildings have already been upgraded, and I estimate that I will be able to complete them all today. 35 Meng Ze said embarrassedly. The Dog-Headed Dumpling was stabbed in the heart again. Where did you get so many 5th-level mysterious drawings? I don't see a few on the market. The Dog-Head Dumplings can't figure it out. I didn't buy it at the market. A big guy helped me prepare it. 770. Ah, I want such big guys too. The dog's head dumplings are just envious to death. Haha, don't think about it. Your life is not good. The dog-headed bun did not comfort him in the slightest. By the way, Meng Ze, when will we be able to do level 5 tasks together? Doghead Bun asked. Hearing the dog-headed bun ask this, Meng Ze said helplessly, Big guy, I'm afraid I can't do the task with you. What's going on? Both the dog-headed bun and the dog-headed dumpling looked at Meng Ze in surprise. I'm going to be promoted to level 6 in 2 days. How could it be so fast? I was called up out of the ordinary. Meng Ze mentioned it a little. You mean? Seeing Meng Ze nodding, the dog-headed bun suddenly realized. He had long heard the saying that the Imperial Federation would select some players among the advanced players as reserves. It's just that I didn't expect such a person to suddenly appear beside me. But the dog-headed bun thinks about it and thinks it's actually normal. Meng Ze's performance is so good. If there is a call-up, there is no reason not to choose him. Although a little regretful, both congratulated Meng Ze. Do you know how the 6th level is arranged? The dog-headed bun asked curiously. I don't know yet, but I heard that the 6th and 5th level missions are very different. If there is no request for secrecy at that time, I will tell you about it. Meng Ze said. Well, take care. Doghead Bun rode. Take care. Doghead Dumplings also said. Don't be so solemn. It's not that you can't be contacted later. 55. As soon as Meng Ze's words came out, the atmosphere was instantly destroyed. The two big guys glared angrily, and Meng Ze quickly retreated. When all level 5 buildings were upgraded, Meng Ze sent an application for level 6 promotion. Dreamstar Nightlight returned a message to him, telling him to wait patiently. That's 3 days. 3 days later, Meng Ze was pulled into a virtual auditorium by Dreamstar Nightglow, where at least 1,000 people were standing. However, everyone's faces are vague and unreal. It seems to be a secrecy measure of the commander. Meng Ze said heartily. After a while, Meng Ze suddenly had a number plate in his hand, and a virtual arrow guided him to the designated position. After everyone stood up, a high platform, half a person high, rose in front. Immediately after that, a holographic projection of 3 people appeared on the high platform, and standing on the far left was Dream Starry Night Glow. The one in the middle swept his gaze over everyone and said, I am Haishin, the 2nd-star general of the Empire. The one on my left is the 1-star General Lu Chong, and on the right is the 3rd-level Colonel of Huangdu. Most of you should know him. If you can come here, it means that your excellence has been recognized by the Imperial Federation, and you will be the commander of the new generation of the Imperial Federation. On behalf of the Imperial Federation military, I would like to welcome you to the Imperial Federation military family. Now, please take the oath. A small oath appeared in front of each rookie commander. I volunteer to become the commander of the civilization of the Imperial Federation. I will stick to my faith, abide by my duties, be loyal to civilization, strictly abide by the secrets of civilization, safeguard the interests of civilization, and strive for the growth and continuation of civilization of the Imperial Federation for life. Meng Ze mingled in and took the oath with the crowd. Seeing that everyone had finished taking the oath, Admiral Haishin smiled and said, Very good. Now everyone is a member of the military family. Next, please go back and wait patiently. Someone will contact you to inform you of your military position and treatment. Obey orders, Admiral Sishan. Everyone said goodbye in unison. Meng Ze returned to the command center, and in a few moments, the communication of Dreamstar Night Glow arrived. Big guy, I didn't expect you to be a 3rd-level colonel powerful. Although he knows the status of Dreamstar Night Glow, Meng Ze's attitude remains the same. There is Aka, although I can't say it, he himself is really a thigh, full of confidence. Dreamstar Night Hui was happy to see that Meng Ze was not strange with him, but his face was not angry. I don't see how much respect you have for the colonel. Big guy, wronged. I have always respected you. Absolutely, Meng Ze said. Don't talk nonsense, stand up. I'm here to read you the order. Dreamstar Night Light interrupted. Meng Ze immediately stood up and looked at him expectantly. Player Commander Meng Ze, in view of your excellent personal qualities and past meritorious service to the Imperial Federation, I hereby promote you to the first-level commander of the Imperial Federation, awarded the first-class captain, obtained the sixth-level player commander promotion qualification. The sixth-level player commander matches a set of battleship drawings, with a first-level captain badge and a first-level commander badge. 10 sets of combat command uniforms, ceremonial uniforms, and regular uniforms for first-level commanders. Wait until the Dream Starry Night is finished and salute each other in return. After a set of procedures, Dream Starry Night Glow's expression relaxed. The items allocated to you will be teleported to you later. I have a task here. See if you are willing to accept it. Dream Star Night Light said directly. Big guy, please say, as long as I can do it, there is no second word. Meng Ze said, I want you to migrate to the 89th War Zone to deal with the relic Zerg. No problem. Meng Ze agreed, which he would have wanted to do. Don't you ask why? Meng Ze promised so quickly that it surprised Dream Star Night Glow Zero. The task arranged by the big guy, and it is to deal with the Zerg. Why do you need to ask why? 99. Good. Dream Starry Night Glow showed a rare smile. You can agree so quickly, it is beyond my expectations, but don't worry, the big guy will not pit you. The relic Zerg, I believe you have also heard, powerful is not more than words, but you in the past will not directly face the relic Zerg. There are 3 6th-level commanders to suppress the Zerg. They are the main force to deal with the Zerg. 35. I know that you have a lot of minds, and there are other sources, so, after you go, I will let them give you a period of development. You can strengthen yourself as much as possible, and then as an auxiliary, give the relic Zerg some involvement. Don't worry, big guy. You won't be disappointed. Meng Ze is confident. Dream Star Night Light nodded and continued. I can also tell you that the relic Zerg are the henchmen of the Imperial Federation, and you can easily accumulate merits there. So although it is dangerous, the opportunity is not small. Big guy, aren't the other level 6 players okay? Meng Ze asked suspiciously. The reason why I chose you is because among this batch of promoted people, only you are a mysterious level soldier, and only when you grow up can you really contain the relic Zerg. Meng Ze understood, but he was a little puzzled. Big guy, is there really such a big gap between class levels? The higher the level, the greater the gap. I'm not afraid to tell you that the elite fleet of the Imperial Federation, that is, the mysterious level fleet equivalent to the interstellar world, accounts for no more than 2% of the entire Imperial Federation, but it is these fleets that are the absolute backbone of dealing with the Zerg. Then why not build more? Because of the resource problem, the reason why the mysterious level warships are so strong is because there are special additives, but there are not many such resources in the Imperial Federation, and I heard that most of them are occupied by 7th level civilizations. Dream Star Night Light sighed. Acre, do we need that kind of resource? Meng Ze was a little worried. Don't underestimate the power of 8th level civilization. AKA responded with 3.5. Meng Ze's eyes lit up. Big guy, don't be discouraged. Maybe one day our Imperial Federation will also be promoted to the 7th level. 99. Meng Ze comforted. You dare to say that the Imperial Federation has stayed at the top of the 6th level civilization for tens of thousands of years. Having said that, Dream Star Night Glow also stepped out of the mood. Haha, it's always okay to think about it. By the way, some matters of the 6th level player commander should have been told to you, but now I don't have so much time, so I won't talk about them one by one, and I will send you a manual to see for yourself. In addition, about the ruined Zerg, I will give you the communication of the 3 6th level commanders, you yourself to find out about them. For the ruined Zerg, they know much better than me. Dream Starry Night Glow. Okay, big guy, you are busy with yours. I will explore the rest by myself first. In case it doesn't work, I will ask you again. Meng Ze said. Okay, so be it. Unbeknownst to Meng Ze, he was the highest-ranking newcomer in the group. Dream Star Night Hui specially won the credit for him to discover the relic Zerg and used it for this promotion to commander. Otherwise, with the merits of the world mission alone, he is at most a 2nd-level middle lieutenant, and this point, Dream Star Night Hui did not mention. A few minutes later, Meng Ze harvested a whole bunch of things. One of the unique chips placed separately is the level 6 player advancement qualification unlock chip. According to the instructions, the command center of the 6th level player cannot be upgraded by unlocking it directly on the original command center, and the role of this chip is to unlock the player's qualification to purchase the advanced command center in the world market. Without this chip, the command center that players bought is just an ordinary version, the kind made using 5-level technology. Meng Ze loaded the chip to read, and on the world market, there was indeed an option to buy an advanced command center. After choosing to buy, the command center prompts, "Due to the need for the replacement of the command center, please bring your belongings for the time being. If it is not suitable to carry, please put it in the warehouse or storage compartment of the original command center. The world platform will recycle the original command center, and the data, settings, goods, inventory energy, etc. of the original command center will be transmitted to the new command center." Meng Ze put the items in the core control room of the command center, including the newly transmitted drawing chips, badges, and clothing, into the storage compartment and walked out of the command center empty-handed. Meng Ze forgot when he last came out, but he didn't expect that the outside had changed so much, and he had been staying for too long. As far as the eye can see, there are huge metal buildings all around, but they are not as dense as in the new district, and each building is hundreds of meters or even kilometers away from each other. Between the buildings, there is a special pavement, which looks more than just smooth. It is simply silky. Occasionally something passes over it, lightning fast. If this is hit, it is estimated that it will be directly broken into slag. Looking up, the sky is all turquoise, compared to the perennial gray sky of the blue star. I don't know how many times clearer. Lowering your head, the surrounding ground is all regular lawns, as if it has been cut. After a few steps, it is soft and very elastic, and it feels very comfortable. At this time, Meng Ze suddenly realized something. I seem to be the owner of the ball of 2 planets, 39. Thinking about the people who have struggled to take out mortgages all their lives at Blue Star, Meng Ze doesn't know how he should feel. AKA, you said that things in the interstellar world can be projected. Can you let others in besides me? Meng Ze asked in his mind. Naturally, now the entire interstellar world is under our control, AKA said confidently. Will it leak? Meng Ze also thought about this question. Leaks? I am a person from the 8th level of information civilization. I didn't dare to say it before, but don't talk about Blue Star now. Even in the Imperial Federation, I can completely control all the information that flows through you. 35. Meng Ze naturally believed AKA's words, but he couldn't understand how this was done. After all, the information civilization is too high-end. AKA explained a little. In the eyes of the 8th level civilization, everything in the universe is composed of information. As long as this information is completely deconstructed and mastered, it can be manipulated, whether it is blocked, deleted, added, or erased. 35. Through information control, the 8th level civilization can easily trap the low-level civilization in one place, or change the direction of the civilization, or even directly erase it. It's also terrifying. Just hearing about it, Meng Ze felt terrified. Aker, your enemy is an 8th level civilization? Yes, where I was born. AKA sighed a little, talking about his origin for the first time. How did you get here, Aker? Meng Ze asked with some curiosity. I didn't say it before, and I didn't dare to say it, because I was afraid of causing information implication and being discovered by the original civilization. But now, I have a certain confidence to fight. Akadeo. Interstellar world? It is the interstellar world. This world is too amazing. It naturally contains the information technology of the 8th level civilization, and it naturally has the ability to defend against the information snooping of the 8th level civilization, and it is still in the cycle of self-generated information, and it will become more and more powerful in the future. 5. We are so lucky. Meng Ze lamented. Yes, we are really lucky. If there is no this world, sooner or later I will be found out and erased by the original civilization. AKA also sighed. Since the 8th level civilization is so powerful, why do we have to kill you? Meng Ze is somewhat incomprehensible. At the 8th level of civilization, with the ability to create things in the void, there will be almost no material pursuits, space, matter, energy, all are the playthings of civilization. But civilization cannot be without desire. Otherwise, it will lead to a dead end. The pursuit of 8th level civilization is all about seeking the path of civilization promotion and becoming the ethereal causal civilization. What is causal civilization? Meng Ze interrupted. I don't know. I don't understand. 95 Akadeo. The higher the level of civilization, the greater the gap between civilizations below level 5. Leapfrogging wars and even victory are common things. But the gap between level 6 civilizations and level 5 gradually widens. Even if it is a level 5 top civilization and a level 6 primary civilization, there is no one in 100 who can win. There is a full-scale war between the 7th level civilization and the 6th level civilization, and the 6th level civilization has never won. Just look at the losses caused to the 7th level civilization. Between the 7th level civilization and the 8th level civilization, the gap is even more like a heavenly graben, and all 7th level civilizations that want to challenge the 8th level civilization 770 have been easily erased by the 8th level civilization. As for the 9th level civilization, until now, even the 8th level civilization has only heard of it, knowing that there is a 9th level civilization, but I don't know where it is and what the form of existence is. In order to find a way to advance to the 9th level of civilization, the original civilization did not know where to get the method, and used the intelligent life of the entire civilization as a sacrifice to seek that trace of causal information, and I was the only survivor of this massacre. Meng Ze could feel AKA's grief and indignation, and comforted. AKA, don't be sad. The more you lose, the stronger you are. Let's write it down first, and one day we will return it all to them. Don't worry, Meng Ze. I'm not in a hurry, and I believe there will be a day. Looking at that mysterious silk thread, AKA was full of confidence. Seeing AKA's mood recover, Meng Ze was also relieved. AKA's words directly made Meng Ze's vision not know how many levels higher. Compared to these civilizations, Meng Ze really feels that the blue star is small enough. If those advanced civilizations are compared to adults, the blue star civilization may still be an embryo. But no matter how small she is, it is also her own home planet civilization, and she must not be allowed to suffer foreign invasion and bear the flames of war. Meng Ze said firmly in his heart.
Thank you for watching Mystic Realms Recap. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.